Record.
Hello, YouTube. Sons of Queens here. Today, we're going to talk about the social dilemma in our mini-part series, and we're going to focus on the topic of false information slash tribalism.
And Brian, you said you have a lot of thoughts you want to
There's
share.
a lot that I want to unload on this topic, but let me start with the big one. The big one, which is like in psychology, the more you hear something, like in repetition, the more you think it's true.
Yeah.
And when you do like an echo chamber or down the rabbit hole, so to speak, of people that you're hooked up with that agree with you, and then next thing you know, you're down the hole of like something that's like a fake thing.
Mhm.
Like what's a really fake topic that we can talk about on YouTube that won't get us like crap from either side that
Mm.
we don't care about if we get flack for.
Okay, hold on a second.
Or I'll just invent something.
No, I got one. I got a good one. It would be like, I'll say, like, I believe firmly that Superman is Clark Kent, and you believe firmly that Superman is Bruce Wayne.
Okay. So basically, all I need is a million times of a million videos, a million posts, a million pictures of them of a theory that says Superman is Bruce Wayne, and eventually I'll believe it.
I'm looking at the same thing for Clark Kent.
And then you'll believe that, and then who knows who's right, right?
And
That
we're both in a community of hundreds of millions of people that share the same view.
right? So
And there's another concept in psychology where when your fundamental worldview is challenged, you will do anything to avoid that.
yeah, so that's actually interesting because people don't want to be wrong.
Especially when it comes to big life topics. Obviously, we use the trivial example, but
Scary to be wrong.
yeah, scary.
And not many people can make adjustments when they're wrong and presented with the correct information, because that would be too much to take, because that might be a hit against your ego or narcissism, or the fact that you were right all this time and now all of a sudden you're not as brilliant or correct as you used to be because you're wrong. And but in social media, you're allowed to go down that rabbit hole of I'm actually right, right? And you have support, people that also believe that you're right and they're right, and then here we go.
So maybe the solution is to just be like, okay, I was wrong. I'm cool with
like
that.
like in school, right? Like if someone tells me 2 + 2 is 4 and I learn math, right, I'll just be like, okay, 2 + 2 is 4. But if I'm in a situation where a bunch of people tell me 2 + 2 is 7 and I believe that, then I might get screwed, because in real life, if I have to do something that involves me doing math, like giving someone exact change, and they give me $2, they give me like 2 + 2, and then I give them $4, or they give me 2 + 2 and I give them $7, I don't think I'm even making sense, but that's how I feel.
No,
Right?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
How about we start a movement where, you know how the political spectrum is.
Let's not start a movement yet. It's too early in our channel.
Think of this. There's the left and the right. Let's start a movement called the wrong, where we just admit to being wrong every time we find out we're wrong. And that's how we become cool and popular.
The Sons of Queens, new concept. All credit to Michael Daniluk. On camera, I'm giving him all the credit because he came up with this idea. From now on, if we're wrong, just admit we're wrong.
Yeah,
I had to admit that I'm wrong multiple times in life. Michael, have you ever had to admit that you're wrong in your life?
Oh my God, like every day.
Like every day, right? Like you're wrong for drinking a blue Gatorade, right? You know.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, whatever. So, but the point stands. So basically, so tribalism? That's just people that are just sharing. Everyone like shares their own view, right? And they don't expand because it's like a little safe bubble for them. And then they don't expand past that knowledge if they're comfortable there. Like they have a community, and to go against that community is a lot of like psychological pressure and social pressure.
Mhm.
So that causes like difficulty.
Yeah,
And
you
then
want to speak out against, even if you have your own idea, you're not going to share it with the
you
community.
can't speak out because you're so interdependent, and then your status there matters, right? Like imagine you're in a high level position, everyone looks up to you, and all of a sudden the whole time you were wrong, and then you're gonna have to give up that way of life, and then that's kind of bad, right? Like that would hurt.
And
like psychologically hurt.
that's always existed, but it's been accelerated and exacerbated so much by social media. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's so easy that people can give false information because anyone can just go on Facebook, right, and make a status or a meme, and then just post like I don't know, give me something that we can agree that is fake. That's not true.
Flat Earth.
So anyone can draw a picture of a turtle with the Earth on top.
No, flat Earth is not true. We could say that.
I don't want the flack from the flat Earth Society, bro.
Are they really that strong?
Yes. Anyway, no, but this is a commentary, right? So this is our commentary. We're not editing this out. We're putting this out there, right? So you could go down the rabbit hole of the Earth is flat, right? And then you can have 50 million people in a group agree with you, and everyone says that everything else is a conspiracy. Everything else that you don't believe in is incorrect, right?
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. I'm not openly saying anything about this, except the fact that I'm openly talking about it. Anyway,
no judgment. I'm not saying, and if you believe that you're a bad person, I'm just saying you've been misled.
and that's the important
You might
aspect.
be a much better person than I am. You might be a fireman that sacrifices your life to save innocent people every day.
Right.
But
so we're not knocking the person, right?
That doesn't change the fact that you are believe in something that is scientifically wrong.
Right. So, which is very important to the point of false information. The point that we're making is that it's really easy to put fake information out there, repeated a bunch of times, shared with people that sort of like share your views, and then it bouncing back and forth and growing and growing and growing, and then eventually it takes its own movement.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's an issue because the other issue is that a lot of people that believe this, they're not exactly stupid, right? Mm-hmm. Like this is not, we're not saying you believe this, you're stupid, right? We're not making an attack on your character. We're not making an attack on the fact that you're a great person. You're a wonderful person. You can be a human, like a great human being, but you can also, and we also are susceptible of believing wrong stuff. Yeah. Like, by all means, Michael, one day we're going to find out that the earth is actually flat. Like we're going to find this out, and then we're going to make our amends and admit we're wrong, right? Hands up in the air. All right. We're on YouTube and this is what, but the point is that people are presented with false information, and it's important to be able to change judgment or seek out the opposite if it's valid opinion, right? And that became like more rare. And then like you don't want false information to hit like Facebook, and then now all of a sudden you have genocide, right? Because of false belief. Like
that's the danger.
Like that gets dangerous, right? Or like, so we don't want that to happen. Like so well, this is like icky. So like I'm fortunate that in my high school there was a class called Theory of Knowledge, which basically like was like the whole class was like what's true or not true, right? Like, or the Matrix, like red pill, blue pill, right? Like down the rabbit hole, or do you wake up with the truth and we're all in the Matrix, right? The point is that it's very difficult to seek out correct information when you also have a swarm and swamp of false information that's just out there.
What do you mean?
Like if let's say I get one scientific paper that's correct, right? And then a bunch of people fabricate out of thin air 10,000 false papers, right? And if let's say 10,000 papers are in front of me, or 10,001 papers are in front of me, I got to, one of those papers is correct, 10,000 of those papers are wrong. There's a lot to sift through to get to the right information. Mm. Like you can bombard something that's not true enough times, and here we are. We don't know what's true.
Yeah. So I guess the biggest thing is, what does this mean for the educational system? Like, yeah. As a college professor, even as an elementary school teacher, are you allowed to, if your student says the earth is flat, you're wrong, Mr. Toad, the earth is flat?
I think I would be fired.
Because you would say it's round?
I would be fired because I don't know what I would say to the kid.
Yeah, it's
So, dear New York City Board of Education, if you intend on hiring me, I will do whatever it takes to get hired in the future, and make sure to make an apology video for my hypothetical situation of mistreating students for believing the Earth is flat. All hypothetical. And here we are. You know that I feel like that's the commentary, right? Like right now, enough people you like we don't want to piss anyone off, or we do. I don't know.
well, that's the thing. It's like, of course we don't, but it seems like it's becoming more and more inevitable to piss people off. Like we just said, okay, if you're a flat Earth person, you can be a great family member, a great community member, just great everything. It's just that because you got duped because you followed your cousin's Facebook link to this flat Earth movement, and
Also, nothing against your cousin.
yeah, nothing against your cousin. You can, for some reason, you are susceptible to this. And what is the reason? What do you think? Like, why are some people drawn to flat, or why are some people drawn to,
False information, right?
yeah, or a particular piece of false information?
I think maybe it's cool, maybe it's different, maybe it's
And
shocking.
feel it makes them feel like special.
Yeah, maybe it makes them feel like they belong in a secret society that knows the truth, right?
Yeah,
Like maybe it gives them this narcissistic or egotistical one up on the rest of society to be able to think, if I believe this, everyone else is blind, right? And I see the truth, right? So I'm all of a sudden verifying or validating my own specialness.
guys, you're already special. Each one of you individually as you are. You don't have to collect into groups of 100 million people.
We love you guys. Please subscribe to our video because we just want to be rich and famous. That's all we want to do.
And the next topic is going to be going in a much more sinister direction of population control and how social media relates to that.
And Michael's going to start us off with that. All right. See you guys next time.
Okay, bye.